Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Holding It Down with 3 Plays Tommy. Today's a cool episode. We got our homie O-Creep. But before we started anything, I want to tell you guys, thank you guys for tuning in and watching us and fucking hanging in there with us to get these episodes. We're going to get the ball going, get some more episodes for you guys. Also, I wanted to thank everyone that makes the whole circle go. It's Modesto, Ethan, that are here all the time, behind the cameras. You guys don't know. I want to thank them. I want to thank Suavecito Pomade for making everything happen, and Cerveza Cito right here. You already know. Cerveza Cito, 4th Street and Broadway. Make sure you go for a good time. They have the Chacalosa Jenny Rivera beer. Make sure you guys go check it out. But I want to introduce you guys our guest for today, O-Creep in the house. Thank you for coming through, G. And taking your time and rolling in with, taking your time to come out here and check us out.
Thanks for having me, brother. You know, this is a spot I've been wanting to be for a while.
Yeah. Suavecito right here. It's in your area, dog.
Right here, hometown,
in el condado. But yeah, thank you. How's everything been happening? How you been?
Yeah, it's been good, man. You know, since I last saw you at the roast, been hitting the little circuit, doing a little podcast, did the Rhodium Radio, did a few other, podcasts, and fortunately, I'm here now.
And then the I seen you too at the filming of tacos.
Oh yeah, we're doing the video for George Perez tacos, man.
The tacos video, and then you have a verse on there, no?
Yeah, I got a verse on there.
That's bad. How did that come along?
George just hit me up and he's like, "Hey, I got this album I'm doing, and I got this song, and who better than my boy to put on,
Yeah.
So I got on there and I did my thing, and that song's
and then another song. What I hear, you did the other song with George too for George Perez Stories.
Oh yeah.
The intro.
Yeah, the OG ways, man.
Yeah, the OG ways. I'm telling all the music. But how long have you been doing music?
Oh man, I've been doing this stuff for decades already, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I'm just unfortunately I was always fucking around doing stupid shit on the streets and ending up in jail or fucking around on the streets. So when I'd be at home and decide to be a good guy, I would do music, but my alter ego was out on the streets. You know what I mean?
That was it.
Yes, but now I'm, serious. I'm, getting shit done, and
focusing on music, all the filming, all the video tacos and all that. Those are sick songs.
I know, man.
And then getting exposure with the Rhodium and all that, showing love to O-Creep. Been around for a long time. They're like, hey, you got to let fools know what's up with O-Creep out here, holding it down for Orange County, City of Orange.
Exactly, and George has been a big part of that, man. He makes sure that he doesn't forget his hometown, his roots, man. Yeah. And I commend him for that. And you know how he is. George is, he's a loyal person, man.
Well, George, we always got to show mad love. George's gonna be on the show soon. He just said, "Get me one of those days I'm not at work, dog. I'm gonna be there."
Yeah,
he's gonna be on here. But George always showed love. Like George, he goes out of his way to show love. He'll call me, Tommy, what's up? Fucking, we're down the street from your house. Roll up. We're fucking grubbing a taco now. We're like, what's up? Wherever he's at, he'll hit me up. What's up? Pull up. And like, fools don't do that, dog.
No, hell no. And
fools they'll be like, no, don't hit these fools up or something. George is like, hit that fool up, roll up, pull up, and I'm lucky to have like George, because everything right here that we're doing is from. I was a guest on George's podcast, trying to talk about my fucking brand, and it went from there to. Everyone was requesting me back on the show.
I know, man.
To where I went to other foods podcasts and they were like, hey, you got to do your own podcast. And then we're here, doing our podcast, and we have our loyal fans. Like, I forgot to get it at the brewery, but some fool went to the brewery and he dropped off a flag, holding it down, flag
That's
for the
tight,
podcast.
Bro. That's
so we'll
tight.
hang it up right here, but I just trip out on all the fans, But George, I give it up. He took me with Joey Diaz, with Joe Rogan.
Well,
he introduced me to all those cool people that, you know, and he's just a cool fool. So I'm always grateful to George. I gotta pay this fool back one day.
Yeah, I remember
when this shit
your
all
first
fucking pays off, and we're at fucking. I'm gonna get this fool hooked up.
I remember your first episode, bro, and everybody loved you as a guest, bro.
I trip out, dog. And one of the first episodes that I was on, George, it was with my brother.
Was that right?
It was me and my brother on there, and we were talking about their brand. And my brother was on there talking about Ridgecrest, back in the day, tweaker shit.
Oh shit!
Like,
and that's the kind of content George loves.
Yeah, and he loves.
Down
he's like,
and
what?
Dirty.
Because my brother, he used to know fools that fucking made that shit, and just fucking Ridgecrest, dog. Like, you know, fools that just random people. Everyone lives out there. Like fools that knew Charles Manson and
shit. I don't even know where Ridgecrest is at. Where is it?
Ridgecrest is like up. It's high desert. It's like past Lancaster.
Oh, so that's like where
if you're going to Mammoth, you're gonna go. There's like a little speck of city on the side of the road. That's Ridgecrest. It's a little town, small.
That's where like probably all the bikers cook meth and shit.
That's what I'm telling you. You see them. They'll be on their dirt bike. I remember before back in the day when I was little. My dad he bought my brother a dirt bike. He got like some old like Suzuki dirt bike, and then the fool we bought it from was like this fucking
old
tweaker white man. Fucking, he had a grip of bikes in his.
Put it together from a bunch of different
dog
projects.
In his backyard. Like he had a grip of little bikes, big bikes. He's like, which one do you want? He's like, this one. He got on one. That fool started riding that shit, all crazy. Jumped it, no helmet, like just crazy. Like, but he was all into motorcycles, and we bought a motorcycle. My dad bought my brother a motorcycle, and we were dipped that motorcycle. Everyone rode that motorcycle. Me, my sister, my brother. My brother would take my mom out on it.
That's
just out because food in Ridgecrest, it's dirt.
Okay.
Like it's your crib. You right in your front yard. When you leave your driveway, it's a dirt driveway.
You live by there, or you were raised there, or what?
I was raised. Well, I was born out here, and then when I was in first grade, we moved out there because my brother started getting like kind of cholito.
He started getting in trouble, and
so when he was like 11, 10,
yeah,
11,
so like,
12.
Fuck that, huh?
And my dad's like, we got to get him out of here.
And what was it, like the 80s, 90s?
No, that was in 90s, in the beginning of 91, like 1990.
Yeah, and back then that's when they shoot your ass.
And then so my dad was like, let's come out here to this little town where his sisters lived. His sister and brother and my uncles and aunts, they lived in Ridgecrest, and they're like, nah, come out here. It's a safe little small town, real chill. And we came out there, and we grew up out here, and we grew up out there, and I was out there from first grade to 12th grade.
Oh, okay. And then you ended up
coming
back around? And then
we came out here.
Okay.
We came back out here, and then I just started farmed start a whole different chapter,
Yeah. I missed this part of the podcast you were involved. How did you get 3 plates?
3 plates is from George, too. George asked me one day, he's like, what's up, Tommy? They were fucking around with me. They're like, fool, what's up? You look kind of swole, dog. What's up? You hit the gym? How much you lift? And I was like, fool, you already know, dog. Swole mode, homie. I said, 3 plates. I said, 3 plates or more, homie. And then he's like, 3 plates? I was like, 3 plates at a party or 3 plates at the gym? And that fool was like, oh, shit, just fucking around. And then he's like, 3 plates. That's it, fool. We're going to call you 3 plates. That was it.
Everybody ran with it,
fool,
huh?
They just ran with it. And it was just some shit that they just started calling me 3 plates, and it stuck.
That's tight.
And they just started calling me 3 plates. It was just, I don't know what happened, dog. That's what they say, dog. The best names are the ones that are given to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that, like when fools are like, oh, who gave you, even fools that tag and shit. They're like, you can make up your name or something, but mostly it's like somebody gave you a name. Like, oh, the homie gave me my name, fool. Like, that's how you get your name.
Yeah, it's even like
probably like when, I don't know, like you mean gangbanging too. I'm sure like your big homie or someone, he's the one that like, oh, fool. Or maybe your uncles or some shit, or your parents call you some shit. Like, oh, this is fucking pelon or whatever. And then you stay your whole life there. You're pelon, from here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, fools give you your name. And I don't know, they gave me fucking 3 plates. But I have like, I did graffiti and all that shit before. I already have different fucking names, and my dad called me different names, and they always called me Ostion. Like, that was my name. Like growing up, Ostion. My brother still calls me that sometimes. Well, my dad used to call me that. That was like, he always called me Ostion.
Ostion, huh?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
That was my nickname. And I used to tag, and he would be like, why is your name this? He's like, why don't you, I was like, don't you tag your nickname? Your nickname's Ostion. I was like, nah, because they don't know, you know? He's like, nobody knows you're Ostion, you know?
Put yourself on blast?
Yeah, but that was my nickname, was Ostion. And then now it's 3 plates.
That's tight right there.
And fucking everyone knows this. I trip out on how many people fucking know about that shit.
Hey, you know, I was tripping out on that one podcast you were on, and then it was George, and then Side Dick, and then Artie, I believe. And everybody started going in on Artie.
Because Artie was talking shit right there. Because I was talking, he's like, shut up, fool. But you know how Artie is? Like, and fools are like, fuck that fool, dog.
I know. I seen everybody going in on it.
He even hit me up.
Everybody had your back, fool.
He's like, hey, I just want you to know, like, it's all we're homies, dog. Like, fool, I got mad love for you, fool. Like, don't trip. I'm like, yeah, fool. I'm like, I don't tell these fools the right shit. I'm like, I know what's up. You know, we're homies. I'm not tripping. Nothing offensive what you said. Just fools see it and they're like, fuck this fool. You know.
Everybody was riding
like,
for you, dog.
These fools are on me. I've never gotten so much text messages from fools or hate on the comments.
Yeah.
From anybody, but because he's all fools that have your back. Hey.
They did, bro. That's when I was like, hey, Tommy's the real deal because, man, everybody came out and they just had your back.
Yeah,
bro.
They were like, what's up? Thank you everybody that has my back, dog. I fucking appreciate that shit. That was cool. And then even Popeye, he's like, who the fuck is this guy 3 plates? And when he met me, he's like, this is the famous 3 plates that he's all, I've never gotten so many emails and so many comments on my stuff from, he did George's podcast and everyone's all, hey, why wasn't 3 plates on there? And everyone hit that fool up.
That would have been dope.
And everyone's like, why? They're like, hey, this guy 3 plates, he's the one that started all this shit with the quotes and he should have been on the podcast. And he's like, everyone called me. He's all, so from now on, I don't do nothing if 3 plates isn't there. He told that, and we're laughing, but I trip out on the fools, you know, all the fans. And well, I got mad love for the fans, you know. I love that shit.
They love
all
you,
the homies that listen and people that tell people, like even at work, who's will be like, hey man, I listen to your podcast. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, this dude, he'll tell me about Raymond, he tells us to watch your show and shit. I'm like, that's cool. Like different fools and even coworkers, like the shows where I've been doing comedy and stuff, I'll fucking go out in the back and they'll be there. They'll be like, what's up, dude? I'll be like, oh shit. Like they don't even tell me they're gonna be there, dog, and they'll be there like coworkers. And I'm like, damn, that's a trip. These fools came out and they're like, oh dude, you were good. Like, and I just trip out on how this shit's happening, fool. Dog. Like it's a trip on how everything's moving, fool. Like just from doing comedy. And then like my homie Jason Rouse, that fool hit me up. He's like, get out here to Texas. This fool Hank, he's like, get out here to fucking Austin. You need to come out here to Austin and do some shit.
Yeah.
They're like, this is where it's at. And you know the fools that fools move to Texas to chill with. He's like, you're coming out here to just chill with these fools, dog. Get out here. So I'm gonna be out there going to Austin soon. And
that's good, dog.
And doing fucking all the open mics in Austin and all the fucking open mics here in Orange County and LA and everywhere, dog. I'm just gonna, cause it's gonna be kind of more chill during December. So I'm gonna try to just do a grip of open mics.
Yeah.
And fool, from all those open mics, dog, somebody's gonna be like, hey, fool, I like you. Fucking come and open for me.
And then on top of that,
and then George told me too. George is like, hey, I want you to start opening for me.
Yeah.
He's also all the shows I do in LA, and he's like has some shit in mind that we're working on. Mm-hmm. But he's like, all the shows, he's like, I want you to open, fool. He's like, come with me, dog. I'm like, cool. He's like, we'll start making shit happen. So I'm like, dog. Even from just that, it's just like somebody's gonna be like, oh, you fucking do this, and I'll tell fools, hey dog, let me fucking open for you right now, homie. I'll fucking give me fucking 5 minutes before you go up, fool. Trust.
You know what's a trip, bro? Is this your character fits in your perfectly, just naturally. You don't even have to like try to like, go out of your way to try to be funny. That's just your character. But now that you're gonna be doing all these open mics and all that stuff, you're just gonna perfect your craft and you're gonna get good. Well,
that's what I'm doing that shit to get like confident, like to be like cool, because like I want to do that shit, but when I'm doing it, I'm like fuck, like I get too fucking
nervous,
like excited, like, and I want to just fucking shoot everything up. It's like nah, I gotta fucking ease up. So the open mics is helping me to chill on all that shit. I'll be kicking it. I'll try to be calm. And I'll be like, no, too calm, chill. Because I'm trying to fucking find where my shit is. But I'm natural for like this.
Yeah.
Like, I try to be like, hey, and I'm like, nah, dog. I'm like, what's up, motherfucker? Let's get this shit cracking. And I don't know. That's just how it is. Like, I try to be more chill. And they're like, hey, you fool, you just want to drill him with jokes. And I'm like, well, fuck, because I'm like, oh, once I hear them like kind of like chill, I'm like, let me hit them with something to laugh, and then I try to keep them going, and they're like, let me catch up. So I'm right now I'm doing open mics to get my sets down. Like kind of, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this, talk about that, and what's good about open mics is that I've been up there where it's like a crowd of old people, and I'm like, fuck. I can't talk about fucking getting all to these old people, So I'll talk about something else, and they'll be like, they'll be laughing.
You gotta adapt, cool. Huh? You learn how to adapt.
I'll talk about growing up in this old city and getting chased by a dog on my way home every day on the bus stop. Our bus stop was far away. We had to walk to it, and I would get chased every day. And I would tell those stories, and they're like, cool, But it's like open mics is helping me find out what to hit different audiences with.
And we'll work.
Because if I go to Texas, dog, those fools are different. They're a whole different animal in Texas.
Yeah.
Those fools are like, you better be funny, And I'm like, fuck. But I'm like, fuck it, dog. I'm just going to go out there and have a good ass time. Like, hey, what's up, Whatever comes out, fool. Because, I don't know. It's just like I'll be all pumped up. I'll pump myself up before I'm going to do a thing. I'll be all scared. And then when I'm up there, I'm just like, whoop. And then when I'm off there, I'll even forget what the fuck I talked about. I'll be like, damn, what the fuck? Oh, I was talking about that shit.
Hey, but
like it's just I'm on fucking, what is it? When you're driving and I'm on cruise control when I'm up there. Fool, I go up there just like, Phew. But I just remember sometimes I'll be like, oh, let me talk about this. But everything I just leads into other shit to talk about.
You're really good with the impersonations, dog. And that and the singing, that shit funny as fuck,
I need to fucking work out how to get that shit, like how to mix, doing, like singing into the
set.
Maybe to the set, maybe because I've been doing those corridos of writing, freestyling corridos of like. I did a corrido of The Exorcist the other day, like
that sounds funny already.
And I did a corrido of Tupac.
Oh shit!
And so it's like I'm gonna start doing more of those and be like, talk about me being faded and writing corridos and just sing them, and people be like, I don't know, maybe they'll work, maybe they won't.
Well, I mean, if you know your audience, it should work perfectly. Well,
that's what I've been doing open mics trying to get, but some open mics are kind of weird, dog. I'm like, there's some weirdos out there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, they won't even do comedy up there. You're just like, what are they doing? And then I'm like, am I just gonna go up there? Do I do comedy, dog? Like nobody. I'm gonna be the first fool to do comedy here. These fools are doing some other shit.
You're just talking out there.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'll go, and then I'll do comedy, and then there'll be another fool like later on. I'll get there early because I'm like new fool, so I don't know. And the fools are like, oh, this fool's here all early, and then I'll be there, and then later on, then fools come, and then they'll be doing jokes. And I'll be like, what, dog? They said that this shit starts at 7, fool, and they'll be later on when everyone comes in and they start joking around. But before it's like some food, like it's just random shit. You're like, what the fuck is this guy doing up there? He'll be talking weird shit, like I guess it's poetry, but it'll be weird shit. I'll be like,
and they
what?
let them or like?
Yeah, no, they're up there. Like everyone it's open mics, dog.
You gotta pay for that shit, or
it's $5, or sometimes free.
Okay.
And you get 5 minutes or 3 minutes.
So what does the crowd do when they talk like that weird shit?
No, they're just right there.
They don't start throwing
fools are just right there waiting. Cool. Nah.
Tomatoes at them and shit.
All right, bro, cool. And then here comes the next fool. They'll just be up there talking about random shit, and everyone's just waiting their time to go up and do their set. Because you're just pretty much practicing for your shit. So you don't even care what the hell other people are doing. You're just up there to be like, all right, I'm going to talk about this. And then you are trying to see what gets laughs. But sometimes it's like 5 fools there, and you're just like, all right. They'll be doing some other shit. You'll be like, all right, cool. I'm just up here. It's just microphone time, you know?
Yeah.
And you're not, nobody's engaging with you or nothing. You're just up there talking, and then some fools will be like, hell yeah. Like way in the back. You'll be like, cool. That fool knows what's up. And then that's it. And then they'll be like, all right, that's your time. But some where it's like, there's people, like I've been going to this barbershop place. Well, went to this barbershop place twice. And those fools will let me go. And they'll be like, you go there and it'll be 5 minutes. And then they'll be like, he's like, oh, go ahead, keep going. And I'll be like, cool. And then that'll throw me off. I'll be like, oh, shit, what am I going to talk about now? That's what I need to work on, is getting thrown off. Because anything throws me off, fool.
Yeah.
The other day at Bellflower, we were chilling outside, and the guy called me up instead of X first, because Xavier is going to go first.
And then how's he? I haven't seen his sets. Is he
cool.
pretty good?
He's good. He's cool. And then he's been going out fucking with Sam, fool. They travel everywhere, so he's been getting a lot of practice. He's like, he does his shit.
Yeah.
And
for some reason, he reminds me like a Chingo Bling or something.
That's what you would think his shit would be like that. You'd be like, is he gonna say some funny joke? But no, Xavier's cool. But the fool called up me instead of Xavier. He was supposed to call Xavier. So me and George were in the back. We were talking. I was helping George get some shit from the trunk. And then Xavier comes out. He's all, hey, go up on stage. He called you up. I'm like, what? He's all, go up. He called you. I was like, fuck. And it just fucking threw me off. And I just went up there and I was like,
Take you a while to get
I got there, but it just threw me off with the how it was going to start. I had like a whole routine, dog. And I guess it shit happens for a reason. Like maybe that fucking routine I was gonna do is like, chill, dick. You're gonna come out there and do some fucking shit. I had a towel, dog. I was gonna come out and be like, oh, fucking, I don't fucking know, dog, on some shit. I was like, maybe it was better that I didn't do that, because I don't know. But and then I'm like, nah, I mean, I think it's funny, but I don't know.
Hey, can you just like get up there and just start like roasting somebody? Fucking.
No, that's the only thing I can do. Where you fuck with the audience.
They don't let you, or you can't?
I just I don't know, dog.
That's just not your like style, huh?
Because I'm just up there trying to get this shit over with. You know, I'm just like, all right, let's do this shit and go, because that's where I'm at right now. So I'm not like, hey, what about you? Fucking you got a girlfriend and shit? Like, nah, because I don't know. I was in the back with me and George, and there was some fool. He was up on stage, and he's like, what's up with you guys? He's like, you guys a couple? The fool's like, let's hear a couple jokes. I was like, fuck, dog. I was like, do not engage with the audience. Like, don't try to be cool with that guy. Like, I don't have that shit yet. There's fools that are good at that shit. They're like, hey, what's up, fool? And I'm just like, I don't want to do that, because I'm like, I don't want to go to a comedy show and fool and get clown, dog. Like, I paid $20 to get here. I want to watch these fools and have a good time. I don't want to get clowned. And everyone's like, this fools, like, you know, and then you walk on, they're like, oh, fucking whatever. I'm just like, I ain't trying to get clowned, dog. So I don't want to clown on fools. Yeah. So I'm just like, I just want to do my comedy.
They want to fight you at the end of the night.
Maybe later on, if I get all, I don't know, fucking whatever, I'll be like, oh, fucking with, what's up, fool? Look at this fool right here. But not clown, but just be like, oh, what's up? Some shit. I don't know. Motherfucker walks in late. You know, just talk about this fool walking in late. Something. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm what I've been doing, because I've been watching a lot of comedy, because fool, this is some shit that I just got thrown into it, you know? Like, it wasn't something like, fool, there's fools that they've like,
you had no idea that this was going to be your path in life, huh?
The only comedy that I watch is fucking Cat Williams, fool, George Perez, Martin Lawrence, and Eddie Murphy and Jeff Foxworthy.
How'd you hook up with
That's
George?
the only fucking comedy shit. If you might be a redneck, if this, that's the comedy that
what
I watch.
About Chappelle?
Polo. Like in Spanish, my parents would watch Polo.
Oh yeah, I remember
and
him.
all the comedians that we were watching, like the Saturday night fucking comedy fucking specials at night on TV, that it would be like all these there would be fools that do impersonations, there would be fools that do comedy, but these are killer ass fools. Like these fools, you even just by looking at them, you laugh, dog. Like a fool would just be talking about a story and you'd be like, dog, this fool's funny looking. You just laugh. That was like Mexican comedy that I watched growing up with my parents. That was the only shit.
I think that's the shit you could do, bro.
But I never did comedy shit. And I always loved comedy though, dog. I've always recorded myself before I even was on podcasts or on anything. I would record shit that I would think was funny.
How'd you link up
with George? I would record myself.
I always wonder that.
With George, I seen that fool on Joey Diaz podcast. And I had a weed brand, and I was like, I need to get
right.
Yeah, I have a weed brand still. That's just gonna be the next cookies.
Nice.
So I was like,
I
said, I want to fucking we'll have the O-Creep OG.
Let's do it.
And then, my shit, I seen that fool, and I was like, oh, this fool's raza. This fool's a homie. He's like us, you know? He's right there with fucking Joey Diaz, Joey Diaz was my shit, fool. All my homies know Joey Diaz. Everyone who came to my house, Hyenas, everyone knows that I fuck with Joey Diaz all day. Tough.
Yeah, that's the
I would write my goals down because of that fool. I'm right here because of that fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would write my goals and work at them and do all this shit that these fools do. So I was like, I need to get to Joe Rogan. I was like, if Joe Rogan touches my fucking brand, anything he touches turns to gold, dog.
Yeah.
And I seen fucking George, fool, and I was like, I'm going to fucking link up with George Perez, and I'm going to fucking link up with him and eventually link up to Joey Diaz. I have it written down in a book, fool. George Perez, meet George Perez, fucking chill with him, meet Joey Diaz. Have Joe Rogan smoke a Bizwood. I said, all I wanted him was to smoke a Bizwood. I said, I know that if this fool smokes a Bizwood, he's going to be like, I love these. Yeah. And all I needed was to fucking take a picture with them or film him saying, I love these motherfucking things. Anything that fool touches is gold, dog.
Yeah, definitely.
Traeger grills. Motherfuckers are smoking grills now. Fools are shooting elk now because of Joe Rogan.
Oh, I know.
Fools are, it's like, bow and arrows. Motherfuckers are bow hunting because of this man. I said anything he touches is gold. So I was like, I need to get to him. So I linked up with George, but me and George became homies. Like George is a cool ass fool.
Hit him on
I just hit him up. George, what's up?
What?
I got a fucking weed company. What's up, dog?
Or did you know?
Let me put my weed at your fucking on your tables on your podcast.
What did you hit him up like on Instagram or
on Instagram?
Yeah.
I said let me fucking put my fucking product on your table on your podcast. And he's all fucking come down, fool. What's up?
Yeah, George.
And then
like that.
He's a cool ass fool, dog. So I went over there and I hit him up and hey, this is my fucking brand. That's what shit was popping, dog. Here's some fucking grip of fucking weed jars, Bizwoods, t-shirts.
I remember he gave me some
stickers, everything, dog. Yeah, fool.
He gave me a bunch of
and I
remember having some.
And I would fucking be on his show, and that's how it started, fool. But we became homies. Like that fool was a cool ass fool, and he would be like, "Let's go to the store. Let's go here. Let's go to Joey Diaz fucking pot. Let's go." And we became dogs, fool. And my sister knew George from back in the day, fool. They would always go to watch him do comedy. Him, Felipe Esparza, Edwin, like all these fools I knew already before I knew them, you know?
Yeah. You knew who they were.
I knew who they were because of my sister. So my sister, she would watch these fools all the time. But that was my goal, was to get to Joe Rogan and get these fools, George Perez, to have my weed and his shit, to smoke my bud. I want George Perez, like, those fools were cool as fuck, dog. You know, I watched them and they were funny. And Joey Diaz, George Perez, Joe Rogan, that was my shit. I was like, I want these fools to smoke my weed.
Bro, you're living the dream, bro.
And I fucking wrote my goals to make it happen, and we made it happen, dog. So
that's tight.
From that, and then that's how I met, with George. That's how I linked up with George. Was I just hit him up, and every week I would be at his house. Boom, boom, here's my stuff, because I wanted to get my stuff out known to people, and everyone knew. Huh? And then that everyone knew about that shit about, and then
you still doing it?
And and then fucking E-Zone caught wind of it. He's like, "What's up with this shit? Fucking, we have a podcast too. Come to fucking Be Real Studios. Check it out."
Yeah, I did. I did an episode with We Don't Smoke the Same. Right? Yeah.
So E-Zone, he's like, "Come out here, and bring your weed." So I went and I took my weed, and the same shit too, fool. He's like, "Fool, bring your weed. This is bomb. You have good stuff. People love it. Come and bring your stuff." And then again too, he's like, "Come on the podcast and them too, fool." Where I was on fucking We Don't Smoke the Same every fucking episode, They even did a business commercial at Be Real TV. Like, those fools were fucking smoke. We had my jar, and fucking that fool comes out with a big ass bong out of the fucking studio. Like, everything. It like BZZT, fool, blew up with just being on these podcasts too, where we fucking rolled the joint for Cypress Hill. Like, Be Real, that fool knows about BZZT, and Be Real told me, he's all, how you have good weed? I was like, how? He's all, this episode, because we're at the end of he did We Don't Smoke the Same. Mm-hmm. And we rolled him a big ass joint, and we rolled him like fucking 5 joints on the table. And he's all, because I only smoked 1 joint this whole podcast.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what? He's all, yeah, dog. He's all, I smoke joint, put it out, smoke. He's all, I was stoned as fuck, and I just kept smoking that 1 joint. He's all, so that's how you know it's good, because I didn't have to smoke these 5 joints, fool. I just smoked 1, and I was lit. I was like, hell yeah. And that was when I was like, I was like, I have something here. Like, I have something that people like, and it's hard for fools to get, so people want it more. And I just was able to just from the weed game too, dog. Joey Diaz. I smoked bud, fool, and I would sell little sacks here. And everywhere where I would go, they didn't have good weed, dog. I was like, fool, fuck this weed. This fool would sell bud. And I would see these fools doing booths, events. My homie got me in this fool, Bodega Treats. He still vends candies and shit. And I would go to these events with him and vend candies, and just not even before I even fucking thought about making weed a brand or a business brand. I would see these fools with bud, and I'd be like, fool, my bud is way better than all these fools' weed right here. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, fuck that shit. These fools are making all this fucking money. I said, I need to make me some fucking money, dog. I said, I'll fucking have the bombest shit. I'll package my shit chingon, and I'll be able to back it with good fucking product, dog. And that's what happened, fool. I would have my food. We started from the bottom, fool. A table like this, with just fucking a couple jars of weed.
Breaking it all up and shit, huh?
A fucking big ass pound. Started with a fucking half pound of weed and a whole bunch of jars of weed. And we would have Bizwoods were in like plastic tubes with just a sticker that said Biz on them.
That's tight.
It was the beginning, dog.
Yeah.
And we would vend, and people started catching wind. Hey, these are bomb. The guy from Kush Factory, he bought my whole table one time. We did a event for LA Kush. This fool Adam something, he had this event. And I had a booth full with my candies, and I had a grip of Bizwoods and weed. I had like a pound of weed. And a whole bunch of sacks weighed out, fool, like 8s and shit. And the guy from Kush Factory, he came up, and he's going to be on this podcast, and I'm going to tell him that story. Remember when you bought my whole fucking table, dog? He came up, and he's like, let me see he's like, you're selling blunts at a LA Kush event? Because they had rolled blunts. Uh-huh. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why? I said, because mine are fucking way better than this shit. People need to smoke the bomb. I said, full guaranteed, I'm gonna let you have this. I didn't even know that this was the owner of anything. I just knew he was somebody, because that fool had like he was just like, I was like, this fool, he's somebody here. And he's like, I said, fool, you can have this fucking blunt, and I guarantee you're gonna want to buy more. He's like, let me see. And he lit it, and he's like, damn. He's like, this is good, dog. He's like, you're selling weed, you're selling pre-rolls at a company that's about pre-rolls? I'm like, fool, I'll Pepsi challenge that company. I'm like, I'm just a vendor with a booth here, dog. You know, I'm like, I'm not trying to compete with them. I'm a little fool. I'm just having my booth, and I'm hoping that these fools will buy some shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you sold to the right dude. He's like, let me get all of them. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, let me get your table. I was like, nah. I was like, what? I was like, but this is all I got right here. I was like, I don't have more in the car.
Yeah.
I said, this is all I have right here. And he's all, that's even better. And he's all, I like it. I like what you're doing. He's like, you're gonna do some shit one day, fool. Just how you are telling me, and you're showing me your company, and you have good shit, and you know how to. You caught me, you locked me, and he bought my whole table, fool. And I was like, cool. And the fool came up, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you closing? He's like, I just closed them out. He's like, try these, and he was handing out my blunts to people.
Oh, wow.
I was like, damn. And that's when I knew. I was like, fool, I have something here, dog. And we fucking went full force into making this shit. You know, something what it is, and fucking everyone knew about it. Like, everyone knows about bzz, like, and people think that bzz is like, oh, you guys have an office, you guys have a. I'm like, fool, my office is my cell phone, dog. my girl fucking helps me fucking roll my fucking Bizwoods, and my homie Days or Dabs, he rolls blunts for us. I said, this is just a one-man operation, but people in fucking Texas know about it, Oklahoma, everywhere. My homie that has a company in Oklahoma, he's like, fool, he's like, I wore your fucking business shirt to a fucking shop to drop off our weed because he has a company out there. He's all, and they were like, what? Are you guys bzz? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, are we going to have bzz now? And he's like, no, this is our homies. He's like, oh, and they told me about your company.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so... Fool, it's just fucking. But the one good thing is about that is that it's not everybody can have it, fool, and that's why fools want it more.
Yeah,
which is a good thing for us, but it's like, damn, you know, like it's just good that people want it, you know.
Yeah.
But if we were able to do more, it would be. That's what I'm telling you, fool. I know that shit's gonna be the next big company. Fool, there's only one fucking big weed company. And that ain't gonna be. It can't be like that.
Yeah, you know? there's room for a lot more.
There's room for a motherfucking, you know, Marlboro, Camel filters, fucking American Spirit Light Blue. Like, whatever. There's still room to have a big one. There's only one Marlboro right now. There's only Marlboro Reds.
Yeah,
it's like, dog, nah, homie. That's where business comes in, where everyone's like, oh shit, that's that motherfucker. That's, you know. What's cool is that it has a story behind it. It's like, oh, we seen this motherfucker come from the bottom. And, you know, when we go to the top, when it goes to the top, and we're like, all this shit is because we're trying to get this brand up.
Yeah.
And all this shit just comes with it. Like,
that's
podcasting,
a trip, man.
Comedy.
You think about it, you know?
All that, fool, comedy, like, that's why I was going back to that shit. Like, I didn't, fool, I don't watch comedians and shit. Bruce. Just little clips of different shit that I watch. I watch them, but I would record myself from back in the day. And I would, before I even did comedy, but I would always imagine, you know that man, fucking Baby's Kids? Robin something from Baby's Kids? I'm like, I was going to say Robin Givens, but that's some lady.
Yeah, not Robin Williams.
Robin something. Well, that man, I always imagine him saying my comedy, my stand-up, my jokes, the shit. Fool, because I recorded myself a lot. I would even send them to, like, my sister years ago. And I have that shit on my phone full of grip of recordings, but I never imagined me. And even when they said, they're like, Dick, that shit sounds like a black man. And I'm like, because that's how I imagine this joke should be said, like, by that, you know, like, that's how it would sound good. If it was like a black fool saying it.
Yeah.
And not racist or anything, but that's how it is, dog. Like, some shit, it would be cool, but like, you can't have Jeff Foxworthy saying Cat Williams jokes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's that's how I imagine my shit. And I never imagined myself doing comedy. Never. I never got into comedy where I would watch and study these comics and do that. Now I do because I'm like, I want to make this shit. I'm like, fool, I like this shit.
You know,
like getting up on stage, fool, and doing that shit, it's like, I like it.
You know what I trip out? Because I seen the first time you were on George's podcast, and you were just naturally funny, bro. Just you didn't even try, and you were naturally funny, and it just like it was just felt so natural, and that's what everybody felt with you right away. Like, you know what?
Yeah,
we got to keep getting this guy in because he got a lot more to offer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's, you know, the everybody who pays it, you know, watches the podcast and all that, man, like they got a lot of love for you, man.
I noticed that shit. My family tells me that. Like my sister is my biggest fan. My sister always watches the shit. She always pumps me up to whatever. I'm like, do it, Tommy, fucking do it, you know. And she's like my biggest supporter. But she tells me, she's like, dude, you should always, she's like, go on there and respond to these fans who tell them, hey, thank you for showing love. She's like, because they do a lot of comments on you. She's like, even episodes that you're not on, they'll be like, hey, what's up, 3 plays? Where's 3 plates at? Or she's like, just let them know you watch that and you thank you. And I try to, but then I'm like, I can't, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, fuck.
Hey,
I just don't keep up that much on it, but I notice that.
You gotta mention on George's intro song on the podcast by Side Dick.
Yeah.
Tommy, let me finish my story.
The king, the interrupting king.
Yeah, that shit was tight, dog. Fucking, and he shot that fucking.
Yeah, he's like, Tommy, I got a surprise for you on this song, fool. Just listen to it. And I listened, I was like, hell yeah, this is tight. And then I heard it, I was like, hell yeah.
That was badass. And I seen in the comments, people would put, Tommy, let me finish my story.
Yeah.
People put it in the comments.
And then, that's his intro. They always play it. Every time they're like, oh, my girl's like, oh, you're listening to George. You're watching George.
Yeah, well, fuck, it's a trip because George had hit me up. Hey, dog, you think you know, I need an intro song. Well, you know, you know, here's the beat I want to use, though. What do you think you could do with it? I got you, dog. Fucking. Yeah. And I got homie, Zachy Force, to do the chorus and the hook on it. Homie's bad, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, I put together an all-star cast, man. And
just put the jams on there.
Yep.
And then, all that shit, how it comes together, you know, like magic.
Yep, it was, dude. And, everybody I see now is saying that it's the probably the best intro song to a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, all right, that makes me feel good, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then everyone knows that that's it's playing.
Yeah.
Like our intro, my homie made the beat too.
Oh, that's tight.
I was like, hey, we need a intro beat for the podcast. And he gave me a whole bunch of them. And then we picked the one that it is. And it's every episode. So fools know. The intro has a lot to, you know, like with your podcast, because you know people listen to it like, oh, it's like catchy,
yeah, and it sets
they
the
know
tone,
that hey, that's you're listening to this fool's podcast. That's the intro to Holding It Down.
Yeah,
but it's that's where it is with music. When did you start like getting into music or rapping and all that?
Well, like rapping, like recording my first song was like in '95, bro.
Yeah,
95. I had a little homie of mine. He had DJ equipment, and he was already like putting out these little songs with like he had like a sampler, and he would just like find a break in like a beat from like a E40 song or something, and he would just loop it, and then he would just put his raps over it. And he had a mic, and he connected it to a tape deck, and then he'd play the tape, and then the other tape was recording it, and it had the mic, and he would, you know. We had to do it ghetto. Like if you messed up, you would have to rewind the whole tape back. Thing. Yeah, you can't do it like now. Like it's all digital. Oh, you mess up. Oh, who don't matter. You know, we would just cut that little part out.
Get this little thing and put it out.
Yeah, no, you could go the whole song and get to the very end and mess up. You are fucked.
Yeah, you got to do it like Richie, huh?
Yeah, you got to keep doing it over and over. And it was a trip because me, George, and my homie, his name's Toker, one Friday night, man, and this is before George, was doing the comedy or whatever. This is in the 90s?
Yeah. Oh, so you known George forever too?
Oh man, we go back, bro. Yeah. We used to play sports as kids and stuff.
Damn,
you know what I mean? And we one night we're at my homie's pad, and we spent a whole Friday night, bro, just fucking writing and recording songs, like probably like 5 hours, 6 hours, dude. We like knocked out like maybe like 7 or 8 songs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like a lot of bullshit, you know what I mean? But we were just like excited, happy to do it, because then we'd get the tape and we'd play it for the homies, and the homies were like, oh, that shit. We were like, yeah, dog. Yeah, and now we go and I listen back to it like, fuck.
Do you still have those?
I have some of them.
Yeah?
George, I told George, hey, I got some of those songs, and don't let it out, dog. Don't let it out. Don't let it out, please. Fucking, I'm like, wow, it's not as bad as you think it is, dog. Yeah. Fucking, but if I ever release it, I'll let you know.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, so, it's cool. But, yeah, man, we have history, bro. And it's the music thing, man. It's funny because George was supposed to be the rapper, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I was the producer.
Yeah.
And then somehow it flipped around. And then George got comfortable on the mic because we used to go to a lot of house parties and rap.
Yeah.
But then we would like MC and like, fucking give shout outs to people. And, he would start like, like roasting people on the fucking, he'd get the mic from the DJ and like start roasting the chicks.
Like, look at this I know right here.
Yeah, or whatever. So it started off slowly like that. And then he because George could rap, bro. Yeah. He don't let on. He doesn't.
Well, he was bad.
Yeah, he is, bro.
Well, even when we kick flows before, when it was me, George, Eddie, and him, we would have this little section of this podcast where we would kick flows,
little beats and shit. Yeah,
and that fool would kick flows all the time. It was funny.
Yeah, and he fucking he was dope, dog. And then but that's when I knew. I was like, okay, he's gonna end up doing something bigger than this. He's not just gonna be a rapper. He's gonna be bigger. And then when he started getting and doing the comedy and all that, I was like, man, I should have figured that. Because then too, we used to go to the hood and kick it, right? And all night we'd be drinking, smoking bud, fucking around, whatever. But they'd be fucking just roasting the shit out of each other. Everybody, George and fucking all the homies just talking shit, and and it was just funny, bro. You know what I mean? And when he did the Yo Mama thing, I already knew, he's gonna tear this shit up.
Because I would be doing that shit all day.
Yeah, all day long, man. Fucking, we're doing it, And I figured, I was like, okay, it's not gonna be hard for him to transition from fucking being funny and roasting the homies to fucking being funny and fucking doing comedy.
Yeah.
And then he was already comfortable on the mic from like rapping and doing all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I never knew that he was like he would rap and shit.
Yeah, he was good, bro.
That's
he was
cool.
real good, and fucking but his he found his calling. You know what I mean? And that's tight.
It's random. I see pictures like my sister. She'll post pictures of her back in the day. Oh, the comedies when we used to go watch comedy days with her and her homies, and it'll be like George. They'll be like, "What's up?" and Edwin, and I'm like, "Damn, that's back in the day."
Yeah,
like 2002.
Yeah, and
2001.
And then now you see like a lot of like cholos are doing comedy and stuff like that. George, he was the first one to do it, bro. He was the first cholo fucking comedian, dog, that talked about the streets, didn't hold back, fucking talked about fucking hood rats and baby mamas and all kinds of shit. Before him, there was nobody else doing that shit, dog. And now, you see a lot of these comedians trying to like go that route now, but George is the pioneer. George is the one, basically. He's the one that opened that door open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. And he opened the door for me, you know, letting me open up for him and doing all that. It's
for all of us, bro.
It's cool, dog.
Shit,
like
you know,
for his birthday, like the first time that he ever threw me up on stage was on his birthday party. He had a show at the store, and he had Edwin, Felipe Esparza, I think Willie even went there. All these people.
Willie's funny too.
And he, at the end of the show, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring somebody up that you guys." He doesn't know I'm gonna call him up here. He's all, "But you guys love this fool." And we're in the back, and we're like, "Who's he gonna call?" And I thought it was gonna be Willie, and I think Willie was even walking towards because he thought he was gonna go up. And that fool's all, "He's the biggest liar." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "He's not gonna fucking
call Willie that."
And he's like, "3 plates Tommy." And I was like, "No." And Xavier's all, "Go, fool." And he just went out there and he's all, "Tell these fools a story." And I just told him, I just went up there. I was like, whatever. I just started talking, you know, told them a story, and the fools were cracking up. And I was like, what the fuck? And when I went in the back, that fool, Felipe Esparza, he's like, "You sure you're not a comedian?" I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "Well, you had these fools cracking up, dog. Like, you had them cracking up, you know, and we you know, we're all here fucking, and you fucking killed it, dog."
Yeah, you're
He's
natural,
like, "You
dog.
closed this show at the Comedy Store for this fool, and you didn't even realize it." And I was like, "Oh, shit." And right there, I was like, I could fucking kind of do this. But I was still iffy about it because, like, I don't know, fools would be like, "Oh, this motherfucker's gonna start doing comedy now," you know, and it was just until he's like, "Nah, you got to do this shit, Tommy. Like, you're good at this shit."
Yeah, and I think that's what George seen in you.
And so he's been letting me go up, and I'm like, I'll do it. But that's why, since he's been doing that, I was like, hey, I gotta practice. I gotta sharpen my fucking tool, because opportunity, you know, like, you never know. Fools, this other fool, you know. I just want to be able to go up there and do my 10 minutes, you know, at least have a solid 10 minutes of different shit that I could hop with and make it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get there now. And
well, that's good, like, bro, that you're studying. That's good that you're studying and you're putting in your time and your effort. Because, like, for me, I'm glad that I went and I didn't, because a lot of guys I know, they went and they put out music without, like, perfecting their craft. And when people hear them, they're like, "Fuck, these guys suck." And then now they're forever stuck with that, like, fucking, like, people just think they suck because,
yeah, they're like, "Oh, they're gonna suck."
Yeah,
like, they don't get the chance.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't put shit out until, like, I was comfortable with it. And then once I was like, okay, you know what, fucking, I'm good, and I put it out, and then, like, people were like, "Hey, okay, this fool's solid," you know. And that's what's like good with you, is you're perfecting your craft, man, you know. And that's the main thing, is studying and perfecting. And that's what I did. I studied everything, you know. And
then Danny from the Comedy Store, he told me, he's like, "Hey, whenever you want to come in here and just watch the comics, he's all, you let me know." He's all, "You come in." I was like, "Cool." So that too, just being able to go to the Comedy Store and watch, because just to watch how fools tell their stories and their pauses and shit. Not saying like I'm gonna bite these fools, but I'm like, I see that this is the kind of like the ways of how to tell your stories. Like, you know, I'm like trying to be like, "Oh, and this and this and this."
Yeah.
But I gotta teach myself to be like, "All right, kick back, tell your story." These fools are gonna, you know, they'll laugh hopefully, and then hit them again, tell a story, and hit them again. And I'm like trying to hit him. So that's where I'm just practicing.
Yeah, and that's good. You're gonna get good because you're a natural, bro. You're a natural. And I've seen that from the beginning, and I seen how everybody was like had love for you and they wanted you to keep coming on. Yeah. So whenever you get on stage, or whenever you know you have that, like, you feel like oh, maybe, you know, this isn't, you know, or you're down or you feel negative, remember that because you are a natural, bro.
Yeah,
and that right there is gonna carry you far. Be confident. You know what I mean? that no matter what, nothing's gonna be stop you. You know?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm always trying to, do. Ever since I was little, dog. Like whatever I try to do, I try to be like good at it. And I don't know. It's just something that even if I was playing basketball, I'd always try to be like, in case some fool is watching and he's like, hey, you're good at basketball. Let me put you in a movie or some shit. I don't know. I was a little kid. Like, that's how my mentality always works. I don't know. Maybe they're going to be like, oh, you do this because of this, maybe. But I just did some shit because I just wanted to, I don't know, be good at stuff. Whatever I was like, I'm going to try to be good at it. And then I don't know if it's something too where I like whatever I'm into, I get all into it.
Yeah.
Like if it's like what artwork.
Go balls deep, huh?
I go in there like I train, like anything, trains, fucking graffiti, all that shit. I would go deep into that shit. When I was young, when I was a little kid, I was into pit bulls a lot. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite dog. If my cousin had a pit bull, I'd always want to go over there and see their pit bull.
That's all I used to have was a pit bulls until recently.
I would buy them. I would see a magazine full with a little picture of a pit bull on it, and I would buy it. Just on some fucking weird shit.
Do you remember those old school shirts? Those old school shirts from the swap meet that had the pit bull on it?
Yeah, the Rude Dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would get that. Full all that. Like that. Like that right there. I would get anything full with pit bulls in it, a magazine that had like an article on pit bulls, I would get it. T-shirt, pit bull on it, I would get it. Anything that had pit bulls on it, I would get it. For DMX, dog, I fuck with DMX stuff because I had pit bulls.
With my dog there.
I was just a little kid, like I would be into whatever I was, super into it. And I don't know, maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, it is.
When I got into old cars, I had an old car. I was all about old cars. Like, still, like, I love old cars and all the years. And it would, like, since I was a little kid, I knew all the years of the cars. And they'd be like, how do you know the fucking years, dog? By just seeing, like, I don't know, dog. You could just see the top of a car, a fucking a headlight or a tail light, and you'd be like, oh, that's a 50. Oh, that's a 51.
Yeah, a certain body style.
You just know, like, and I don't know. it was just natural to me because my dad was into cars a lot, and my brother's into cars, and it would always be like, oh, I like. We grew up with the '73 Impala. I don't know. I was just knew about stuff. But
no, that's
anything
good, though.
that I would do, I would always be all about it. And right now, it's comedy, dog.
That's tight.
George gave me a notebook for jokes, joke book. And fool, the whole thing, it's all beat up now and everything. But I'm just writing like whatever's in my head, whatever I think about, I'll just write it on there. I'll record myself and then I write it too.
That's good because I trip out on this. I have like had ideas like where I wrote like maybe one little thing, like a sentence to like a verse or something, and I'll write it down. And I wrote it 10 years ago, and then I'll think about that little verse or whatever, and 10 years later it'll become a full song just from that little idea, dude. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, I got it down.
That shit marinates,
You were talking about like back in the day, were you busted for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Few different times I was busted.
Yeah.
So
did you do any? Would you write stuff back then or not really?
No, I always wrote, dude.
Yeah.
I had notebooks, bro, that I always wrote, and like I said, there was times that I wrote down like I'd think like a verse in my head or whatever, and I'd write it. Oh, that sounds tight, and then I'd get out and I'd hear a beat like in the studio or when I got out, and I was like, fuck, this shit would fit perfect with that. And then everything else would just come with it.
And did you keep your notebooks from when you were busted?
Yep.
You were able to keep them?
Yep. Fucking. The only ones I don't have is from like the 90s.
Yeah.
But I got like the newer ones from like the 2000s.
Yeah.
But fucking, I'm not tripping on the 90s ones because I was like real like fucking amateur back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Super locote.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Maybe it'd be cool, to have it still, but yeah. It's good shit though,
Just to go to look back into all that stuff.
Yeah, just to peep it out. You know what I mean?
Do you ever do it? Do you ever go fishing or anything like that? You ever been deep sea fishing?
Yes. I fucking threw up, bro.
Yeah, you don't like that? You get seasick?
I get seasick, dog.
Fool, I don't like going out there because I'm like, one of my biggest fears, fool, is whales, dog.
Whales, huh?
Yeah, fool. Like,
not the megalodon?
Even thinking about whales, dog, like if I think about being on a boat, like I always think, they're like, what would you do? My girl's always like, what would you do if you went fishing and you seen? I was like, I would probably just lay down on the deck, you know?
Shit.
Like, fuck, I don't see no
What kind of whales? Like orca or
any whales? Like,
killer whales?
Just any whales. Like, if I don't know, just whales. I don't like I don't know. It's just, I don't know, some shit about me. I'm just like, fuck, I do not want to see no whale while I'm in a boat. I've never experienced that shit, but that's like one of my fears is to see that shit. I don't know why, dog. And it's probably, even when I do it, I'll be like, what the fuck was I so scared of? Because I'll do some stuff where I'm like, damn, I was tripping on this. Like, at work even, when I'm like, man, I don't even want to be doing this, like, where you go up high. And then now I do it, I'm like, oh, whatever. That
not a big deal.
Now. You know, it's like, I'll do that shit all day.
So, well, probably good. You haven't seen that movie, Megalodon. About that big old giant freaking shark.
The big ass shark.
Yeah.
Well, they have a part 2, Meg 2. Is that that one? I haven't watched it, but I always trip out on Megalodon because my daughter, she's all about dinosaurs. Food.
Oh,
she
okay.
tells me, is that a Megalodon? Any shark? I'm like, nah, it's not a Megalodon. She kind of looks like a Megalodon.
Oh shit, she knows it all, huh?
Yeah, she knows all the dinosaurs, dog.
That's
all
tight.
of them. I'll be like, damn, how the fuck do you be knowing all this shit? She's a smart little kid. But I noticed a grip of little kids, they're all about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it all the kids are into the same thing at the same time all the time?
So it seems like.
Yeah, like it's like all the kids like
huh?
Paw Patrol. Right now, all the kids like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Unless it was just like that's what my kids.
Because like my generation, we fucking like G.I. Joe and Transformers, dog.
Yeah.
Fucking every fucking kid had that shit.
That was it. Transformers.
Yep.
My brother, he fucks with Transformers.
Yeah, that shit was sick back then.
That was the one where they're like cats, but like robots. They turn into a robot.
That was Voltron.
Voltron.
Yeah, they had that shit too. That shit was tight too. Now you mentioned that.
Voltron, and then I always get Voltron and that one mixed.
Yeah, the Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. They had all kinds of shit back then. Robotech, GoBots, fucking
the Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Well, those are the ones that my brother would always watch. And then, but me, it was more like X-Men.
Okay.
Power Rangers.
Spider-Man.
Power Rangers, fool.
Oh yeah, Power Rangers is the shit back then. Pogs. I remember that.
Pogs? Fool, Pogs all day, fool. And I was a little fool. Dog, I had Pogs, fool, and I started with a little fucking stack of like 10 Pogs, dog.
I never knew how to play that shit. You would have to like fucking throw them or some shit. My parents were like, I'm not gonna
get you no fucking Pogs, dog. My parents, you know. So I got Pogs from like my homie gave me Pogs, and I had a slammer. Fool, it went from that, dog, where I would play fools until I had books.
Fuck.
Like I had fucking binders. What's up, homie? I got all the Pogs right here. Pet Bull Pogs, everything, dog. And I'm telling you, fool, I had all the different Pogs, and I'm like, whatever happened to my collection? And then I remember I had these big old tubes for the Pogs, and my brother, he's like, hey, let me buy that tube off you. But they would turn them into bongs.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about that shit. I was just like, why do you want to buy my tubes all the time? I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me buy them.
When Pogs came out, I was already into fucking gangbanging and bitches, dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, like fucking, I'd see the kids play it, but I was already like a teenager, so like, okay. Whatever.
Hey, I just noticed a lot of fools back in the day, like in the 90s, they would party and they would go to TJ a lot.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah, well, fucking.
That was a place to go, like just to party out there?
Yeah, we would go and fucking, you'd see like fucking, it was a trip too, because like, everybody would go in groups. There'd be guys like from LA, guys from like San Diego, guys from Orange County, and then like a few times we went and fucking the guys from fucking LA and San Diego got into it and they got in a big old fight, and the federales came in, beat them all up, dragged them all out, and then everybody from Orange County had the whole fucking
like,
spot.
Yeah, we're right here. Well, these dudes are gone, eh?
Yeah, we're fucking just partying and shit.
Did fools get into it back in the day, like out there?
Yeah, I mean, they would fucking be throwing blows and shit.
Did you ever throw blows out there with fools?
Yeah, we fucking, we jumped a few people.
Yeah, yo, get over here, punk.
Yeah, we just bing, bing in the bathroom. Ding,
yeah,
bing,
fools get crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. And then you just walk out like nothing. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Fools all beat up in there. Because the cops will take you, huh?
Yeah, they'll fucking beat
even
your
for
ass,
fighting
though.
fools, huh? Like if you fight fools, they'll arrest you, huh?
Yep.
Like, get over here, punk.
And then I remember there was this like older lady. She was by the bathroom and she was off and she had no teeth. And she was offering to give guys a fucking blowjob for like $5, bro.
Yeah. You're right there.
With no teeth and shit. And fucking, I was fucking, hey, George. Fucking, hey, there you go, my boy. Fucking,
sick fool.
Fucking, I'll give her $5.
Oh, you went to TJ with George too?
Yeah, we went a few times too, dog.
Yeah, I always noticed that. Like my brother too, he would go, they would be going to TJ. Like, what the fuck? Why would you guys? He's like, fool, that's where they would go.
Yeah, that was the shit.
And we
bro.
this was already 2002 or 3. We went to Rosarito to TJ too. And then we were smoking bud in our room. And some fool's like, hey, you guys can't be smoking bud like that here. He's like, no, yo no les digo. He's like, que la hacen el pedo. We're like, all right, we're all just fucking hotboxing. We're youngsters, fool, smoking weed, like all walking on the thing, and they're like, you can't smoke weed like that here, fool. They'll beat you up, or the cops, they'll arrest your ass.
Yeah.
And we just had bud, fool. We were fucking hitting this homemade pipe that we made out there just in the street, hitting it and fucking roll joints. Like if it was the thing to do, dog, and they're like, you guys can't be doing that shit.
That's crazy.
We partied. I remember we woke up in Rosarito at the beach, and we woke up and we're like, what the fuck? All of our homies, like, it was like 4 of us, and we're like, what the fuck? What happened? I don't know. My homie Raven came, and he was on a horse. He's like, hey, I rented a horse. And we're like, hey, why are we right here in Rosarito, dog? Like, why are we on the beach? He's like, oh, well, we were fucking partying over here, and then we came here with those chicks, remember? We're like, fool, I don't remember being with no chicks here, talking with we just woke up like at the beach, and everyone's like, what the fuck? We're on the beach?
That's crazy, dude.
Oh, and we had to walk far as fuck to our room. Walk back to our room, had to get our stuff and leave, because by the time we got there, it was already late. It was just a whole nightmare in Rosarito. But one thing was the light. He was watching the light. But one thing, I remember Rosarito, fool, we went and we were 18 and we met some chicks and they were like 25, 20 something. And we're like, fool, yeah, we're 22, we're 21. Well, and we were chill with them. And then we came over here and they're like, hey, what's up? Let's link up. We'll chill. They were having a barbecue and shit. And they're like, come and kick it. And we're like, hell yeah, dog. And we went and we chilled with them. And then after, they're like, hey, we're going to go to the bar. Like, we're all going to the bar. And we're like, cool. And they're like, let's go. We were like backing with these chicks and everything. We're like, fuck yeah. And then they're like, we're going to go to the bar. And we're like, all of us, all 3 of us, we're like, they're like, what do you mean? They're like, just go. You know, you have your ID, right? And we're like, oh, that's the thing. My homie doesn't have his ID. And they're like, oh, well, fuck it. Don't let you guys in, you know? And we're like, well, I don't have my ID either. Like, because, fool, we were 18.
Yeah,
fool.
you guys had a bullshit.
Like, these motherfuckers. And we ended up doing something and we just left. And I always remember those chicks. And my homie's like, remember those girls, dog?
Oh, we fucked up.
Because we were youngsters, fool, and we thought we were bad, fool, because they were like 24, 25. And we're like, hell yeah, fool. These chicks are older. They're all fucking, you know? And I always remember, whatever happened to those fucking hyenas? Like, I wonder if they'll be like, hey, I remember you fucking
They're
little
grandmas
chumps,
now,
little
bro.
hyenas kids.
There's somebody's grandma right now.
I know somebody's tia.
Yeah.
Like, I remember him, mijo. I remember you. My homie had this one hyena, and she kept fucking like kind of flirting with him, and he's like, hey, kick back. She's like, chill out, mijo. She's like, hey, I didn't used to always look like this. I used to be fine. We're like, oh shit. And she fucking busted out pictures showing us how she looked back in the day.
Shit.
We're like, what the fuck? Get the homie. It was a homie's aunt. We're like, get her out of here, dog. That shit was hilarious. Just a random ass stories.
That's funny, dog.
Of us. But are we gonna go into break, or are we gonna? Or that's it? That's it. We've been fucking right here chatting it up, fool, for a long ass time already, dog.
Hell yeah, we fucking put in some good work.
But yeah, if you got any shout outs?
Shit. I've been fucking shooting everybody out for the last.
Y'all got everybody already.
Yeah, I think I got everybody, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate you having me on, and anytime, let me know, brother. Yeah. Let's collaborate anytime, and keep doing your thing, dog. I'll be right there to be there and support, man. Much love, my boy.
Thank you. Yeah, and then thank you again for coming out here, taking your time, and being on our show, and we'll make it out here again someday. We'll make it happen again. We'll make some magic happen soon.
Check me out on YouTube or Instagram, official O-Creep.
Make sure you guys check him out. Everybody out there, thank you guys for checking us out. Suavecito Pomade again, Cerveza Cito Brewery. Everybody out there that's watching, thank you. Tell your friends, tell your girl, tell your boyfriend, tell your aunt, sister, everybody about the show. It's about to happen. We got some new episodes coming too. Be on the lookout. And thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. But yeah, thank you guys.
Peace.
Bye.